Hello Internet, Dave here, and welcome to the continuation of my Lizardmen battalion build. Today we are building the Saurus Warriors. As I said earlier in my skink build, this is to celebrate the release of Total War Warhammer 2. Let us begin. So a similar setup to what I did with the skinks. I have in my box some paper and the bits for the Saurus Warriors. I'm actually going to be spraying them in a base of Chaos Black. There we are. Do the other side in just a tick. Going to be building 4 Saurus Warriors on screen, not the whole 20, obviously because that would take a long time. I'm going to be building a full command squad, so there'll be 1 banner bearer, 1 musician, 1 Saurus champion with close combat weapon, and a normal Saurus warrior with a close combat weapon. So I hope that you'll enjoy this build. So here's the tray which has been sprayed with the Chaos Black. You will see I've done both sides, as you probably saw earlier in the video. This is to help me with the painting that I'll do later. So what I'm going to do now is get these out of their trays, stick some of them together, and then start painting. So the Saurus Warriors. When the Lizardmen march to battle, it is the Saurus who make up the hardened core of the fighting force. This is no surprise, for the Sauruses were created solely for the purpose of war and protection. The Old Ones cultivated this race of reptilian warriors, although whether they created them entirely or raised them up from some primordial life form of the jungles is not clear. What is a sword, however, is their role and function. In the prehistory of the world, a time before the coming of elves or dwarves, it was the Saurus who pacified the lands, fighting great battles and exterminating entire species in accordance with the Old Ones' plans. Saurus are brutish yet disciplined creatures. Even unarmed, they are extremely dangerous. Their sharp claws can gouge grooves in rocks and tear out a throat of a foe with ease. Their muscular tails can smash around man's ribcage, and their mouths are full of enormous dagger-like teeth. The power of their crocodilian jaws is such that a vicious Saurus bite can sever a limb or crush steel. If not killed outright by these bites that a Saurus bears, infected wounds, often succumbing to a foul fever and dying within a matter of days. Although unable to master more complex devices, Saurus use simple weapons to devastating effects, wielding obsidian-tipped spears and heavy clubs, spiked and with jagged stones. Using their great strength, Sauruses can level the roads and hack through the dense jungle of Lustria, using brute force alone. However, they are more accustomed to exerting it against their foes' strongest legions. Although they can at times appear slow of reflex and sluggish, Sauruses still... Now I've got them sorted out a bit better. There are the legs that I need to stick on to the main body. There are the shields, the drum, the hand weapons, the arms for the shields, the arm with the drum, the arm with the flagpole there for the full command team that I'll be building. As I said earlier, I'll only build and paint these 4 of the 20 strong Lizardmen warriors, but I will let you see them all finished. Now I'm going to glue these legs onto the bodies and then I'll paint them.
Achieve great speed on their march, thanks to the power of their lopping gelt. Their tough hide bears spines, bony crests, and thick scales that can turn aside all but the sturdiest of sword strokes. For further defense, Sauruses will at times bear shields, bladed crescents made up from the cured hides of the largest scale beasts that prowl the deepest jungles. Sauruses are cold-blooded and seemingly impervious to pain, able to suffer horrific wounds and fight on without making a single sound of protest. Indeed, so alien are they that they register no emotion save a single-minded savagery. Sauruses are not birthed but spawned, crawling fully grown from the dark pools constructed for such purposes many ages ago when the old ones walked the world. They arrive not individually but as a cohort, an entire military unit that will stay together for the rest of their lives. All those spawned together bear the same coloration and markings as their brethren. They share a mindset, acting with an eerie but unspoken synchronicity. The whole formation is turned as one, or launching an ambush without the need for so much as a single spoken word. Although they do not do so infrequently, Sauruses can speak. The language is little more than deeply growled one-word commands. These orders issuing forth from a spawn leader, the greatest among their number since they first emerged from the spawning pool. In the course of the long lives of battle, it is not unusual for a Saurus spawning to lose their champion. In such cases, if the unit survives, another of its members will eventually grow into the role, or, as the Lizardmen say, receive the gift of the old ones. Now I'm on to the painting. I will be painting my Lizardmen more of a traditional blue colour, but a lighter blue on the fronts, almost like ethereal icy, and the backs will be more of a darker blue. I'm painting the wooden bit of the flagpole a brown colour known as scorched earth. I am also going to be painting with corn red, Balthasar gold, liquor purple, lead belcher, and sky as the base paints. I say I do a more extensive list in the comments below. Lizardmen weapons. A great many of the brutal weapons of the Lizardmen are made from material unique to Lustria. Harder than granite, the strange stone is known as obsidian, and it is a glossy jet black, although some obsidian quarried from the Watchstop swamp bears a tainted marble-like quality. Obsidian is more durable than steel, and it never rusts. Skink artisans often reinforce or decorate the stone armaments with bands of bronze or gold, sometimes inscribing upon them glyphs of the old ones. Jagged spikes of metal or cruelly shaped pieces of jade are added to ensure the heavy, blunt weapons can punch through armour and cause maximum damage to flesh. Skink priests will often offer blessings over favoured weapons, adding feathers or gemstones in order to attract the favour of Soltec or of the Old Ones. Sauruses are neither dim-witted nor simple. Their minds are narrowly focused on battle, and battle alone. They instinctively know about military matters and have no concern for lesser issues. In Lizardman society, the Slan Mage priests choose the overall strategy, and it's the Skinks direct its daily execution. In times of conflict, however, all defer to the Sauruses, and they in turn rely on the eldest of their long-lived king, for the Old Bloods and Scar veterans have honed their battle tactics over the age. All Saurus warriors are spawned with the knowledge of how to fight, and the longer each lives, the more battles they survive, the longer they live, and the more they understand the needs not just of a lone warrior, but also of an entire army. Was a scarred veteran cannot explain the meaning of a reversed flank, he will know how to launch such a maneuver. A Saurus Old Blood could not express why he chose a defence in a deep depth to defeat a foe, yet he will intuitively recognise when such situations are called for and react accordingly. With only a low grumbled growl and a final bellow, an Old Blood or Scarred veteran can set an entire Lizardmen battle line in order. Once combat begins, the Saurus leaders ensure all matters of finesse, hurling themselves into the fray with merciless efficiency. Each stroke, bite or thrust dispatches a foe, often with the enemy literally torn limb from limb by the ferocity of the attack. So that is all the official information of the Saurus warriors from the Warhammer Lizardmen book, and also a bit about their weapons, as I've still got quite a bit of painting to go. For this video, instead of going into more of the Lustrian Jungle, which I have covered in the Basilodon and the Sphinx cover, I'm going to find for you some copyright free music to enjoy while we finish this one up.
And there we have them, the Saurus warriors as I wanted them to be painted. You will see that I have done a full command squad, each with shields, the staff, and of course the musician. I have not done all 20 in the battalion at this point, but there will be a finished massive video of all the Saurus warriors, all the Temple Guard, all the Cold War Knights, all the skinks together, paraded, ready to go to war. That's it for this build. Next up is some Cold War Knights. I hope that you enjoyed. Don't forget to comment, rate and subscribe. Follow me on Facebook and Twitter. Until next time, this is Dave. Knowledge is power, and the Lizardmen use it wisely.